Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Shoot. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Margaret Harrison. Now, do y'all still care about your clients after the closing? I know if you're like me, you will tend to always looking for that next deal and trying to put all your energy into getting your leads in and focusing there and going to networking events and trying to hone all your energy there, that sometimes you tend to forget about your past deals. You forget about your old clients. So here's the question. Do you still care about your clients after closing? Again, hi, I am Margaret Harrison. I have been a realtor for about 16 years now. My anniversary is coming up in June. So yeah, I have been a realtor, then would be 16 years. And I've been with Brooks and Davis for about 5 of those years. I believe it's 5. So I have accrued a lot of past clients. So I can't forget about them because they can be the lifeblood of your. Okay, you guys, hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. We're having some technical difficulties. Hold on.
Can y'all put in the chat who's able to hear?
Who can hear and who cannot hear? Can everyone else hear?
All right.
So
Monica,
maybe.
yeah. Monica, try leaving and coming back.
Yeah, I know I'm getting a little echo.
You have echo? You have echo?
Yes. Okay, not now. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so again, we went over that. I'm Margaret, y'all know me now. Hey, so after those 16 years, I've accrued a lot of clients. Now, if I've been diligent and with contacting them and making sure to stay with them, you know, they could, over those years, could have been giving me a lot of business, and which a lot of them have, but it's all about being intentional about getting that repeat business from your past clients. So we need to continue to love on them. Now, today's targets are going to be what to say to them, what to do with them, how to advise them after the closing, advising them on home maintenance, and then the most important part is staying in touch. Okay, so those 3 things we need to really focus on. After the closing, home maintenance, and staying in touch. Okay, so after the celebration, after you took all your pictures at the title company, everybody's all smiles. You've gotten all of these shining testimonies from them. Everybody's happy. What do we do after that? Because you do want to keep the train rolling with them. So after the closing celebration, is some things that they need to know immediately. So the normal things like the utilities. Sometimes you could set those utilities up a little before closing. Sometimes closings may happen, closings may not happen. So you don't want the utilities to start going before they actually close and you know when they're gonna close. So just be mindful of the lights, be mindful of things like gas. What do they need to do? Because you don't want them to be in this pretty new house and then they in the dark. So just be mindful of that. Another thing is mailbox keys. Sometimes that can slip through the cracks. The newer subdivisions that have like the community mailboxes, you don't want to keep that same mailbox key that the last owner had and they just pass it on to you, because they can still have access to their mailbox if they made copies of those keys. So there's a whole process that must be done in order for your client to get the key, a new key remade by the post office. That process may vary from county to county or city to city here in Texas, but the usual one is they take their closing statement with them to the post office and they tell the post office that they are the new owners. The fee is usually $25, and then the post office will rekey that mailbox and give them a new key. So keep that in mind. If they want to get their mail and everything going, that they'll have to go physically down to the post office with their closing statements. And I don't advise them keeping that same key from the seller, because you know they may have made copies. People usually make copies of keys, so we just want your buyer, your client, to be the only one with access to that mailbox. Then city trash can also be another one that can slip through the cracks. How do we get our trash cans? So that's another process that may vary from county to county or city to city. For instance, the city of Houston is a little bit different than Missouri City. Their process for going about getting the trash. So for you to look like a rock star in your client's eyes, it will behoove you to get all of that information prior to closing and hand that off to them so the transition can be seamless, because it'll be really awkward for your clients to have their trash piling up and their neighbors start to look at them side-eye. So help your clients to be good neighbors and help them out by getting their trash and everything to them as they need. So those are like the ones that tend to fall through the cracks. These next ones are a new one, the Homestead Exemption filing. So this is one that needs to be done after closing now. In the past, they made you wait about a year, but now since January 2022, you can file for your Homestead Exemption as soon as your deed has been recorded. So you can start getting those tax breaks sooner. Now, what's the reason for the Homestead Exemption? Hey, you get tax breaks. So you always want your clients to know that, hey, go ahead, file this as soon as possible. The title company will let you know when they have a ballpark of when they're going to record your deed. But as soon as you get that information, have your clients go ahead and file that exemption. This is going to save them some money, and you will look so good in their eyes if they know that you are the one who's saving them money. Now, the Homestead Exemption will save you $25,000 off of your tax bill, your tax appraisal. If you have clients that are older, like maybe 65 and older, they can also file for the 65 and older tax exemption. And that will take an additional $10,000 off. If any of you have any veteran clients that are 100% disabled, that's another exemption they can file. So you be the go-to person for this. Be the one to tell them, hey, go here, file this, get money off your taxes. Thumbs up, get money off. They're gonna love you. And that's gonna keep you high on a pedestal in their mind. Hey, my realtor's saving me money. She's helping me with my taxes. I need to keep her around. Now for you guys, here are some links to some of the more popular counties here in Texas. We have Harris County, Fort Bend, Montgomery, and Brazoria. These are links to some of their tax exemption forms. So let's click on one of them. Go there so you can see how ours look. I know some of you guys are from Louisiana out there. So this is how our Homestead Exemption forms look. And now your client is going to be the one filling this out. But if you can get familiar with that and you can help walk them through that, they'll just be looking at you in higher esteem than they already look at you now. So it is about 2 pages long. And it shows here which exemption that you're going to be going with. And it's usually that first one, the general residence homestead exemption. That's the one that's the standard one that'll get you the $25,000 off. Now, if they do happen to be disabled, there's one for that. And you also can see the one for the 65 and older. We have the one here for the veterans, surviving spouse, all of these. So if they meet any of these, check those boxes. Section 2 talks more about the property owner. They have to know when they, like if they were married, all of that good information, birth dates. Section 3 talks about the property. So this is where they'll get practice in putting in their new home address. And it'll ask what date the property was bought. And things like that. And at the very bottom, it'll ask them to sign electronically. And then there's just some more information on this last page about who's exempt, what qualifies a disabled person, what is 65 and older, what's that? So just some other information that you can read up on this and you'll look like really smart in your eyes. So I want y'all to look smart. Okay. Okay, so I'm having trouble getting there. Hold on, you guys. No, oh, it's hiding behind my stuff here. Yeah. Thank you, Jess. Okay, y'all. So I sell real estate. I'm not a tech head. Okay, so after you've done your homestead exemption filing, that same day after the closing, you want to alert them to their home warranty. Now, sometimes there may be a home warranty in place, sometimes they're not. If it's a resale home, I always recommend getting that home warranty. If it's a new build, you know, the builder has the home warranty with it. But if it's a resale, you want to get your clients familiar with how to make a claim. You don't want them to, like, 2 months later, something happens to the water heater and they're scrambling trying to figure out what's going on. So you want to cut things off at the pass. So you want to advise them on how to make a claim. And then I have a little special tip here. If you get a relationship with your home warranty rep, you can have them help you with this process. They can actually reach out to your clients, introduce themselves as being a part of your Rockstar team, and make the claim on their behalf. So it's like they don't have a lot of work to do. So if you can just make a relationship, form a relationship with your home warranty rep, you know, and get them to explain how to make a claim, get them to talk with your client, that will take the burden off of your shoulders of keeping up with all of this information and, you know, bringing somebody else in to help you. But getting familiar with your home warranty before anything happens is key. The next one, home maintenance. So this is not immediately after closing, but, you know, just ongoing upkeep of the property. So we've done that after celebration stuff. We got the utilities, the trash, the mailbox keys. They know how to file for their homestead exemption. They know their home warranty person if they have any problems and need to make a claim. So now we're to the home maintenance part. So this is the part where you could get some insight into your clients, like what kind of people they are. Are they the DIY people? Are they like, hey, come give me a company so they can do it? You can get some more insight into what kind of people they are here. And that can also help you with your touches later on that we're going to talk about. So home maintenance. There are some major systems in the home. The first one here in Houston is the HVAC. So it's recommended that the HVAC gets serviced twice a year at least. So in the fall and in the spring. So you want to kind of get it ahead of those busy times. So right now it's spring, we're coming up on summer. You want to make sure you tell your clients, hey, get your AC serviced. get it clean, get the Freon levels checked, because you don't want to run into a problem in the dead of summer when everything's going to be more costly. It's going to take time for the AC technicians to get out to you, and the parts may take some time getting to you. And with all of that, it's going to cost more. It's going to be more expensive to get everything to you and get the repairs done on those HVAC systems. So make sure to have those scheduled twice a year. So you can send your clients a little postcard or a text message, an email, or a quick phone call and say, hey, it's time to get your AC serviced. You can ask them if they need any help with getting contractors out there or choosing AC companies. Have a list of those on deck that you've preferably worked with in the past so you'll know their work, but you be that go-to source for your clients. Now, things that they can do to maintain their HVAC systems: changing your filters every 3 months. Now, a good little tip for that is maybe have 4 or 5 filters for your clients at closing, or have them sitting in the house waiting for them, maybe somewhere in the garage, but just let them know, hey, I got these filters for you to help maintain your HVAC. It's really important that you change them every 3 months. So, and then there's also filter programs that will come out and change the filters every 3 months for them. If they're like really hands off and say, I don't want to do anything with that, I'll pay somebody to do it. There are companies that have a filter program. Now, also with the HVAC, you want to make sure, or you want to have them make sure that they don't have a lot of shrubs around their units. Make sure that they're keeping things clean and tidy. At the first sign of issues, they let someone know. You don't want to let those problems get too big, because again, in the dead of summer, all of that just gets expensive. So that's the HVAC system. Here's another way you can touch them with the roof. You say, hey, once a year, check your roof. So you can maybe keep a tally of that yourself and say, hey, they bought this house in 2020. I'm gonna keep up with them every year to send them a little reminder, hey, don't forget to check your roof for shingles or holes or anything like that. Now, you don't want your clients climbing up on their roofs. Now, some people, like I said, you may have those DIYers and hopping up on the roof themselves, but if you have other clients who are a little bit more cautious and more careful, recommend a roofing company to go out there and check their roofs for them once a year. Again, you be the go-to person. Now, a big one is the water heaters. Water heaters can break down in a minute, which is why those home warranty programs and those home warranty policies become very helpful. But there's some maintenance that you can tell your clients, or you can remind your clients about performing twice a year. And the big one is just having it flushed. Now, I don't personally know how to flush a water heater, but I'm sure some people out there do, and they may want to do it themselves. Now, there are also companies you can call to flush your water heaters. Now, also with water heaters, there's like sediment that can sometimes gather, and that's why you want to flush it and make sure you empty those sediments out. Another thing with water heaters is, well, with tankless water heaters, there are some extra filters that come along with those. So I know if you, for instance, have a new build, a lot of times builders are now going with tankless water heaters as opposed to the ones that hold the actual water. So those tankless water heaters have 2 filters. They have an air filter and then they have a water filter. Those filters need to be changed regularly. So you're gonna have to look at the manuals and see what their time schedule is on those. But make sure your clients stick with those schedules to get the most, use out of that water heater. You don't wanna have to buy water heaters prematurely. No, nobody wants to waste money like that. So keep abreast of the water heater schedules. And then we all know about smoke detectors, now monoxide detectors. Those need to be looked at regularly, twice a year. Usually when daylight savings change or the time changes happens, that's when people usually recommend to go and check those smoke detectors. So this is another way for you to reach out to your clients and look like a rock star in their eyes by saying, hey, check your monoxide detector, check your smoke detector. Just something real quick, maybe that can be done in a quick text message. Now your foundations. Here in Houston, our ground contracts and expands a lot. So mostly I found mostly in the summer times when things get a little drier, the ground around the foundations start to crack. So some people recommend kind of like watering the foundation and, you know, kind of keeping everything softer to, you know, I don't know how well that works, but anything helps because you don't want foundation problems if you don't need them. So just check regularly those foundations, maybe have a company on deck to provide a service for you to check up on your client's foundations to make sure things are still working properly. Again, you want to look like the rock star and be the go-to person for things like this. For everything dealing with their home, you want them to call you. Outside pipes. So this was a big deal during the freeze. You want to make sure all of those outside pipes are insulated. And sometimes in the summer, it helps too. You know, in the past, I didn't even have to use the water heater because all that stuff was already hot. It was just so hot. So if you can insulate those pipes, it will help cool things and cool them in the summer and definitely keep them from freezing if we get like another winter freeze around here. So you can have them check on their pipes, say, hey, you know, a freeze, they're projecting a freeze, you know, you might want to wrap your pipes. It may be a good idea for you to even go to stop by Home Depot. I think they're like $1.50 for those big pipe insulators. They look like pool noodles. They're black in color. If you can drop some of those to your clients' houses, they're like, oh my goodness, my realtor is on it. She sold me my house like 3 years ago, but she's still looking out for me. I gotta make sure this girl stays around or guy stays around. You wanna be the rock star. And then pest control. If you can keep little critters and rodents out of your clients' homes to keep them comfortable, they're gonna love you. So if you know of a good pest control company that you've had a relationship in the past, maybe you can send them out to your client's house to give them a free checkup or a free spraying or something, because to know that you can live in your house comfortably without something crawling over your feet, I mean, that's the life right there. You know, some people think the life is laying on the beach, but the life is really not having little mice crawling on your feet. So make sure your clients stay up on their pest control. And then again, here in Houston, our climate is so humid and warm. We have those flying cockroaches. Some people call them water bugs. I call them flying cockroaches. So stay on top of that, have regular sprayings, and you know, they can be more comfortable. Again, you send out a company to say, hey, your realtor sent us out here to do a quick check. We want to make sure, you know, your home is sound and everything is closed so nothing gets in. And to make you more comfortable, they're going to love you, I tell you. All right, so we've gotten through the maintenance part. We've gotten through the immediately after closing part. So now it's the part that's going to keep your pipeline of business full. Staying in touch. This is a lifelong relationship. So if you don't like your clients, too bad. Y'all family now. This is a lifelong relationship. And with relationships, you know, you need to foster them. You need to stay in touch. They need to know that you're in communication with them. Y'all family. So, like I said, your relationship with clients, most important parts of your business. Okay, I'm missing the word important. But again, y'all, I sell houses. I am not a techie. Okay, so 90% of home buyers say that they would use their realtors again. So if that's the fact, 90% of your past clients will want to use you again. Don't give them an excuse not to use you. Don't give them an excuse like, well, I didn't know if you were still in the business. Or, oh, I lost contact with you. Oh, do you still have the same number? We don't want none of that. We want them to know your number. We want them to see you on social media. We want them to see you saying, hey, happy birthday when it's birthday time. Stay in close contact with your past clients because it's harder to get new clients than it is to keep the old ones. Like I said, when I first started, we head down trying to get leads. Get more clients. Did you forget about me? I'm still here. I already told you that I liked you. I worked with you. I already gave you my business. So I'm a sure thing over here. So stay with your past clients. It's okay. Yes, I'm not saying don't try to get new leads, but those past clients, that's like a treasure trove of business for you. So stay on top of it. Now, there's some things that needs to be done in order for you to stay on top of their mind. One of the things is just contacting them on a consistent basis. So that's maybe can be monthly, 3 times a year, depending on you, but the more, the better. Okay, so how do we stay in touch? And not just stay in touch with like little la-la stuff like, hey, how you doing? Did you see this tweet? Stuff like that, but offering them value. So you want them to think when they see your text, oh, Margaret is about to tell me something good. Margaret is about to help me save money in some kind of way. The number one thing to do that is with a CRM. So CRM is a customer relationship management. Remember, this is a relationship that we're trying to foster. This is a relationship that we're trying to keep going. We don't want to ghost them. We want them to know that we're here with them, probably from cradle to the grave. We're here with them. So this is a customer relationship management tool that you guys are going to have to employ. And when you're using this CRM, you need to be intentional every time you make contact. Like I said, you just don't want to be, hey, look at this funny meme, or hey, look at this TikTok dance. You want to be offering value. And the CRM will help you stay on top of this. So how can we keep in close contacts with our clients? Well, that home maintenance section that we already went through will allow you to do that at least 6 times a year. So you have excuses at least 6 times to touch your clients and offer them value. There is some vendor programs that are out there. Ooh, sorry, y'all. Trying to move things around on my screen. Okay, so there are some vendor birthday programs. Some of them do cost money, but you can do this free by just doing it yourself, but you'll just have to really be organized with your CRMs. Get everybody's birthdays in, maybe have it alert you maybe 2 weeks before your client's birthday, send them a birthday card out, send them a scratch off in that card. I don't know, send them money in a card. I always like getting money in my cards. So I'm sure your clients will like that too. But to be more economical for you, maybe a $1 scratch off, a little gift card, something to let them know that you did not forget about their birthday and they were on your mind. Again, fostering that relationship. Of course, use social media to contact your clients. It'll be a good idea when you first meet with your clients to get all of their socials and exchange social media contacts. Send just because gifts. Like just stop by one day and say, hey, I know it's spring, here's a plant for you to plant in your flower bed. Just because. That's going to keep you at the top of their mind. Like, hey, what realtor sends their clients just because gifts? Mine does. Then there's client appreciation events. Now, these can be a little more costly and take some more planning, but if you can do it and do it right, your clients are going to love you. They're going to meet each other and they're going to say, hey, she's been in the business a while, or hey, these are all of her clients, and she thought enough to invite me here as well. That'll keep you top of mind in their eyes. Okay, again, with all of that, this is a pipeline business. So you have your leads that our head is always down. We're trying to get more leads. So they can be put into the pipeline, but your past clients, those are the ones who really fill that pipeline. They fill it through referrals. They fill it through repeat business. Like I said, if you were with them from cradle to the grave, you will sell them multiple houses. They'll start referring you to their children. You may know their children growing up. Hey, and they'll come to you because you're the family realtor. Hey, Miss Margaret, I'm ready to buy a house. Can you help me out? Of course I can. They will refer their friends. So it's like, this is the main hub of your business, your past clients. They're filling your pipeline for you. Now, let's see how much time I got. Does anybody have any questions? Any comments? We're going to be checking.
Can I ask the question?
Did I hear something?
Yeah, this is me, Laverne. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
And I think you answered it because so if it's been a long time since I've talked to a client, and I'm not even sure if they're still in the same house or not.
Yeah.
I used to keep up with them on social media. So if I just pop by, I guess, with the gift to see if they're still there and then take them a gift at the same time.
Yeah, they will love it. You'll probably be sitting there chatting, getting in touch with them. So you're going to have to set aside some time if they are there, because I'm sure they're going to be wondering like where you've been. You're going to need to ask them, hey, what have you been up to? You've been in this house for a minute. Don't just bombard them with, hey, you thinking about selling. Don't come at them like that, but just say, hey, have you had any kids since, I sold you this house? What's new with you? Just get to know them.
Gotcha.
Just get to know them. So say, hey, I've been thinking about you. Here's a just because gift. I know I haven't spoken to you in a while, but what's been going on?
Right. And then one more question. You said a filter program. I'm like, what, a filter program? Do that same program do the smoke detectors as well as just change the filters? Do you know? Sure,
they may. Then it was just the filters they would come in.
Okay.
But I'm sure they probably have other services that will probably lead to like the smoke detectors as well. Okay. I think they're still in business. I can't remember their name, but Soho. I think it was called Soho.
Okay.
But yeah, so that could like take them hands off, so your client won't have to remember every 3 months I need to do this, because it can pile up, and you want the process to be as stressful as possible, and you want to be the go-to person. So you want them to call you like, hey, when am I supposed to do it with my filters again?
Right.
So if there's a company that'll help just take that off of them and off of you, but you want to be the go-to person.
Okay, thank you. Because I know a lot of people don't realize if you don't change that filter often enough, it can affect your AC.
Yes, it makes it pull harder. Right. It makes it do more work. And then of course that raises the electricity bill. Okay. And you want to be the one to say, hey, I'm saving you money.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
I'm reminding you about these filters. I'm the one saving you money.
Yeah. So, yes. Great presentation. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Any other questions?
Margaret, let me jump in there.
Yes.
No, I definitely echo what Laverne is saying. Excellent presentation. To be candid with you, y'all, I didn't know what Margaret was going to present on, but what you presented far exceeded my expectations. You even had me start thinking of some things and some ideas. So the content that you really pulled together is awesome content, Margaret. I'm so proud of you. One of the things I want to say is, when it comes to the maintenance plan that you talked about, and this is to Laverne's question as well, if you have clients out there and you haven't spoke to them in a long time, You know, how do you reconnect or re-engage without feeling uncomfortable or awkward? You know, if you sit down and just compile all of your past clients that you sold houses to, and then you say, hey, look, I've created a home maintenance program, just me checking in with you on a consistent basis.
I don't know if it's him or me.
On this checklist, talk to them. So whether you, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you were breaking up a little bit, but we can hear you now.
Go ahead.
All right, perfect. So whether it's been a person that you haven't talked to in a year or 5 years or 10 years, when you make that call, all you're doing is calling them to invite them into this new program that you created to help monitor and inform them on different dates on when they need to look into maintenance aspects of their home. And I think that right there will make the re-engagement a lot less awkward, because you're calling to invite them into something. And then from that point forward, based on the plan that Margaret put in place, you're touching people, you're touching your past clients at the least once a quarter to tell them about the filters. But you got the filter.
You're breaking up again, Mike.
You know, the water heater flush. You got the break it up again. All right, yeah, that's because I'm driving. But the point that I was making was the maintenance, creating a plan around the maintenance piece.
And so makes the, thank you again, Margaret, for reminding, because that makes it easier just to connect or reconnect with someone that you've either sold or even rented to, because you can say, hey, don't forget to do this or don't forget to do that. And I tell you, I'm glad I hopped on here at the right time, because I have some clients that I'm like, how come they're not answering my call? So now I know I can just show up with some filters, you know, or something, and just say, you know, this is why I'm here. So I definitely need to do a lot better at this.
And we all can do a little bit better. Any other questions?
Hey, Margaret, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
It's Kendra. I want to back off of your foundation suggestion about the maintenance of the foundation. I've had a couple of clients here recently that have had foundation issues, and the inspectors will advise that outside of just a regular sprinkler system that might be in place, that your clients should be using soaker hoses to water their foundations. They're little perforated hoses that you lay out, and it actually just goes and it waters the foundation. A lot of times the sprinkler systems don't actually reach the foundation because they're set to water the actual yard itself. So just so that you know whether the home is newer or the home is, a resale home, just give the advice to your clients to use soaker hoses to water their foundation, so that will prevent any cracking in the future.
Thank you. That is an excellent idea. And also it can be a just because gift, a gifted with a soaker hose. Yeah, I mean, especially it's been hotter. These summers have been hotter every year. That might be a good way to actually touch the client as well, just to pop by and just leave a gift of a soaker hose, and just, with a cute little card or something. Yes. Thank you for that, because I wasn't always sure that water in the ground does anything, but apparently it does. So yeah. Yes.
That's a great idea. Soaker hoses. I love that. Okay. Look, that's better than, and I was thinking about a pie. but the soaker hoses sound so much better, because foundation is one of the major issues you can have with the property, and that's the least one you want to have. It is, yes. Any other questions? You can just tell them, hey, I'm thinking about you with the heat of the summer coming. So, I just popped by. I wanted to give you a soaker hose just to make sure your foundation stays, watered and protected throughout this hot summer that we have coming. And it's just another way you can touch them. Awesome. Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Well, okay, you guys, remember, this is a pipeline business. And I was doing a little research. The largest pipeline, well, one of the largest pipelines here in the US is called the Rockies Express Pipeline. Now, it took like $5.6 billion to even build. And it runs from Colorado all the way to East Ohio. Now, this pipeline supplies this region with 16.5 billion cubic meters of natural gas. Now, that's a lot of money that's going to the owner of this pipeline. So whoever owns this pipeline, the Rockies Express Pipeline, put $5.6 billion into it, and it's delivering 16.5 billion cubic meters of natural gas to its clients every year. So this is not up to this date, but every year it's delivering that amount. Think of your business like the Rockies Express Pipeline. You put the time into constructing it, you stay diligent with it, maintain it, it's gonna pay you year over year over year. Your past clients is gonna pay you year over year. You're gonna be successful in this business. Pay attention to your pipelines. Get it going, start it up. It doesn't have to start with a lot of money. You can get a very inexpensive CRM, get a spreadsheet, but do something to organize everything to start your pipeline. And thank you guys so much for being attentive and asking questions. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank y'all.
Bye.
Okay, so that's it, Mike. Should I just sign off?
Great job, Margaret. But
Thank
we'll stay on a little bit. We'll stay on a little bit, Margaret. Stay on a little bit. If anybody wants to stay on and ask you additional questions.
Yes.
All right. But great job, Margaret.
Yes, Margaret, great job.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
And if anybody has a question, it doesn't necessarily have to be about the presentation, but just questions in general. I'm on here, Margaret's on here. I think I saw Neon on here as well. Y'all can stay back. All right, Mark, looks like everybody's good to go. So I'll see y'all later.
All right, everybody, have a good one. Stay safe.